Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Rain, flash flooding. The northern tier has been battered over the last few days. Big Fox's Matt Kleindienst takes us to Roseville, where neighbors are now coming together to clean up and dry out a 92-year-old man's home after floodwaters made their way inside.
Good evening, Ann. Several days of severe weather have caused massive damage throughout the northern tier. However, the weather has brought Roseville neighbors together as they work to clean up their community.
The storm came terrible, hard rain.
On Monday, heavy rain caused major flooding in the town of Roseville. The water knocked down trees, tore up roads, and flooded nearby homes.
I looked out the back door and I looked, and our whole lawn was covered with water flowing.
92-year-old Ivan Matthewson says the water pressure was so great, it broke a downstairs window and flooded his basement. He then worked to get whatever he could upstairs.
And I got a few things out, but it come in faster than I could keep up. Two things that I saved were two mantle clocks that I had made probably 50 years ago, and they were heirlooms, you know, and I wanted to save them. I got them out.
Matthewson and his wife were soon evacuated and were placed in a motel by the Red Cross. By the time he returned this morning, his neighbors were hard at work cleaning up the house.
We pulled in the driveway, and here they were already in there pumping out. Couldn't ask for better neighbors.
A lot of work still needs to be done to clean up the water damage from his home and his neighborhood. For now, Ivan is leaning on his faith and is thankful no one was killed in the flood.
The Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. We're trusting Him. The main thing I'm thankful for is nobody lost their lives.
Matt Kleindienst, Big Fox, WYDC in Corning.
The United Way of the Southern Tier investing $2.6 million into the local community. Most of the money comes from the organization's 2020 community fundraising campaign. The money will be sent to 67 area nonprofits that support seniors, children, and struggling families. In a statement, the United Way thanked residents and local businesses for their generous donations. New York motorheads will have a second chance to bid for a 2015 red Corvette. The State Office of General Services has been trying to sell the car after it was discovered to be stolen from an out-of-state dealership. The car was discovered at a Rochester DMV office after someone tried to register it in New York. According to the OGS, the Corvette will be auctioned off on July 26th. The Delta variant is fueling a new surge of COVID-19 in the U.S., with cases doubling over the last 3 weeks. Lauren Blanchard has more from Washington.
As the spread of the Delta variant accelerates, we're seeing a big spike in new COVID cases across the U.S. 48 states are now reporting an increase, and the total number of new cases has more than doubled over the past 3 weeks. On Tuesday, there were more than 41,000 infections reported, up from just 15,000 the same time last month. And experts say it's only going to get worse.
And I think we can expect to see hospitalizations rise. We'll probably see deaths go up. It is concerning. Things are not trending in the right direction.
The spread of the Delta variant has been quicker than anticipated because it has a significantly higher viral load, meaning more of the virus escapes with each cough or sneeze, making it much more contagious than the original strain. And public health officials now say virtually all COVID hospitalizations are a result of the variant.
This Delta variant, it spreads faster, and it is in many cases reported to be much more serious in terms of its impact.
Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are joining a big push by the Biden administration to get shots in arms, especially in rural areas where vaccination rates are lagging and the virus is spreading more quickly.
It's not just for your health that taking the vaccine, it's for the health of others as well. Let's get back to work, back to health, back to school.
To highlight the vaccination efforts, Disney star Olivia Rodrigo is visiting the White House today, meeting with President Biden and urging young people to get their shots. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
The U.S. Supreme Court won't take up a long-shot bid to overturn the public travel mask mandate. A man in Florida had challenged the Biden administration's order. Lucas Wall says his anxiety disorder prevents him from wearing a mask, so he hasn't been able to fly. Justice Clarence Thomas oversees potential cases out of appeals courts in Florida. He is denying the request for the High Court to take up the case. New data from the CDC shows that a record number of people died from drug overdoses last year. According to the agency, there were more than 93,000 overdose deaths in 2020. That is the most since the CDC started tracking those statistics in 1999. Experts say the increased use and abuse of opioid painkillers is still a main driver. Some members of Congress have blamed the FDA for approving new synthetic opioids. Makers of some of the drugs, notably OxyContin maker Purdue Pharma, have been prosecuted for their role in marketing them. Doctors have also been blamed for overprescribing and getting people addicted in the first place. 5 children were injured after a car crashed into a home in Rochester Tuesday. Ginny Ryan reports.
The living room of this Thomas Street home looks more like a garage, wide open. The mangled car that created the hole removed, now sitting just a few feet away.
I made a lot of noise. I heard a little bit of screaming. I didn't think too much of it because I thought it was thunder.
The screams apparently coming from the 5 children, ages 2 to 13, and the adult who were inside when the thunderous crash happened. The victims suffered various injuries. All were taken to the hospital to be treated. The driver, who police said is a 47-year-old Rochester woman, was not injured. Police are now trying to piece together how she ended up here, disrupting the lives of a family simply sitting in their living room. Their home is no longer livable.
A suspect is free from jail after a Pennsylvania woman left notes in public restrooms in 2 counties that said he was holding her captive. Marcy Cipriani has the details.
According to this criminal complaint, the victim tells police that Corey Brewer kept her here in this townhome for more than 2 months. Police say that Brewer strangled her, sexually assaulted her, and punched her, then threatened to kill her or her children if she told. But investigators say she left clues in 2 counties that saved her life. Hey, I'm Marcy from Channel 4. When we saw the charges and that the suspect was home from jail, the first stop we made was to 38-year-old Corey Brewer's townhome. I just want to get your side of the... Can you just tell me what happened? We only have one... He did not want to talk about the charges or what police say happened inside his home. According to the criminal complaint, police were led here after a woman left a note on the bathroom mirror inside this Carnegie Walmart on July 8th, saying she was being held captive and asking for help. Then police say 2 days later, on July 10th, she left a similar note on the mirror in the bathroom at Falling Water in Fayette County. That led investigators to Brewer's home.
Unsettling, very unsettling.
Mike McFarlane lives in a home feet from Brewer's and says he had no idea anything was happening inside.
At least she cried out. She got someone to help. You know, because this could have went on for a long, long time.
According to court papers, when police found the woman here after reading her notes, she had bruises on her arm, a cut on her foot, and sections of her hair were missing. Police say she was taken to the hospital and Brewer to jail. Briefly, Corey Brewer is charged with strangulation, terroristic threats, and sexual assault, as well as a list of other crimes. He was taken to jail on Monday, but he posted bond, and as you saw, he is back home awaiting his preliminary hearing. Marcy Cipriani, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.
About 4 million taxpayers can expect to get refunds from the Internal Revenue Service this week. That money will be paid to people who paid too much on unemployment compensation last year. The American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 excluded more than $10,000 of that benefit, but the law was passed after much of that money was already paid to the IRS. The government began refunding it to some taxpayers in May. The newest round of refund payments are scheduled to go out as direct deposits starting Wednesday, and paper checks will go out starting Friday for taxpayers who receive refunds that way. Wildfires in the western U.S. are leaving behind extensive damage. This comes as states prepare for another round of warm temperatures. William LaJeunesse has more.
We're lucky we got out with our lives.
Near the Nevada border, residents of Doyle, California returned home to survey damage left behind by a major fire that devastated the small town. In some cases, leaving behind nothing but ashes and debris.
I have no idea in this world what I'm going to do now, because I'm not a rich person. I can't just buy another house, boom, like that.
The Beckworth blaze is now about 65% contained, but further north in Oregon, crews struggle to stop the bootleg fire, largest in the U.S. at 201,000 acres. It's one of many wildfires fueled by record-breaking temperatures. But while the heat has subsided, forecasters expect temperatures to rise again next week.
The whole fire community is like, this is too early and it's hot. Like, we never get triple-digit weather in June.
States are evaluating their response to the latest heat wave. Washington state authorities blamed 91 fatalities on the weather. Oregon, 116, where residents could not find information on location of cooling centers. Officials vow to do better next time.
Having air conditioning and other ways of cooling people in the summer months is going to be incredibly important.
A report this week found most who died in one Oregon county were older men who lived alone. Some were not found for up to a week. In Los Angeles, William LaJeunesse, Fox News.
Still ahead tonight, more money in the bank for millions of families.
Those of you who are in that situation are going to start to see that coming in by the end of this month on a monthly basis.
We take a closer look at what households need to know about the expanded child tax credits set to arrive this week.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Tonight's Big Fox forecast is brought to you by William Mattar. Good evening, everyone. We did have a little bit of rain today, resulting in temperatures that weren't quite as warm as they were yesterday. However, we're going to get a break from that rain by tomorrow. It is going to be warm. It will be humid. But notice the green that's showing up to our west. That's the next rainmaker that will be coming in. And so it's just going to be a brief break from the rain. But by the weekend, this low pressure system moves right over the Twin Tiers, resulting in showers and a few thunderstorms. And behind it, by Saturday, we're going to see a little bit cooler air move in. And so that will result in those temperatures dropping. But right now, our dew points are quite high in the upper 60s. It does feel very muggy out there. The higher the number, the more muggy it feels. The lower the number, the drier the air is. But as we head into the next few days, it looks like dew points will stay in the upper 60s and lower 70s. So it's not going to be oppressively bad, but it is going to be muggy. And then we're going to see those dew points drop a little bit as we head into the weekend behind the cold front. So here's a look at your hour-to-hour forecast for your Thursday. We start off around 70 degrees. We warm up to around 84 by lunchtime, and our highs will be in the upper 80s with some sunshine throughout the day. But then here comes the rain as we head into your Friday. So again, we are expecting just a few passing clouds during the day on Thursday, and then notice that around 10 o'clock in the evening on Thursday, this particular model is showing a line of thunderstorms moving in, and so it could be pretty noisy from 11 o'clock to about 2 o'clock in the morning, and a few more showers during the day on Friday. So we do have more rain coming our way as this next system comes through. The shower activity will continue into your Saturday, and then a little bit drier conditions by the end of the weekend. But for tonight, mostly clear, and it will be humid. Overnight lows around 61 in Elmira, Corning around 61, 64 degrees for you in Watkins Glen. As we head into the next few days, those temperatures will feel a lot like summer. 88 degrees the high in Corning and also in Elmira. A little bit warmer in Watkins Glen at 89 degrees with partly sunny skies. Chances of rain on Friday with a high around 84 degrees, and then with a little bit more cloud cover and also with the rain on Saturday, temperatures will be a lot cooler with highs around 79 degrees. Moving toward the end of the weekend, we're going to stay relatively cool, and then those temperatures will start to warm up again. 80s on Monday, and then upper 80s by the middle of the week with mostly cloudy skies and the chance of rain. Overnight lows will be in the 50s and 60s.
Extreme heat continues to grip parts of the United States with record-breaking temperatures in parts of the West over the weekend. The Red Cross is urging everyone to learn the signs of heat stroke, a condition that could be deadly. Mandy Gaither has more in today's Health Minute.
As the sun continues to beat down on the U.S., millions have been under a heat alert this week, and in the West, record-breaking heat. The Red Cross says extreme heat is the most dangerous type of severe weather event in the U.S. To stay safe, stay hydrated.
You're going to be sweating a lot, so you need to be replenishing that water supply in your body.
During the heat of the day, take a break from the sun, wear light, loose clothing, and never keep animals or children alone in a hot car.
Temperatures could reach 120 degrees in a vehicle very quickly.
The Red Cross says to be on the lookout for signs of heat stroke, a serious medical condition caused by extreme heat which requires immediate emergency treatment. Symptoms include a high body temperature, 104 degrees or higher, hot, red, dry, or damp skin, a fast, strong pulse, headache, dizziness, nausea, confusion. The person may even pass out. If you suspect heat stroke, call 911 immediately. Move the person to a cooler place. Help lower their temperature with a cool bath or mist, or apply cool cloths to their body. The Red Cross also says not to give the person anything to drink. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
More money in the bank for millions of families. The first payments from the expanded child tax credit are set to arrive this week, and the IRS and other financially minded groups are doing what they can to get the word out to all who may be eligible. Karen Kafa looks at what households need to know.
For millions of American families,
Those of you who are in that situation are going to start to see that coming in by the end of this month on a monthly basis.
monthly payments of up to $300 per child under age 6 and up to $250 per child under age 17 are on the way. The result of a possibly temporary expansion of the child tax credit, part of the massive COVID relief package signed by President Joe Biden in March. Households that filed a 2020 or 2019 federal income tax return and claimed the regular child tax credit will get payments automatically. But families are eligible even if they didn't meet the income threshold to file.
If you have a child living in your home for more than half the year, also important that as long as the child has a social security number, you are eligible for the child tax credit.
The IRS and groups that help low-income families are working to get that word out, first pointing to irs.gov.
Those families that traditionally have not filed a tax form can just go online, enter their information. It's just basic information: who you are, where you live, how old are your children, and where can the money be sent to.
If internet access is a hurdle, families can seek a group offering free summer tax help, like Cash Campaign of Maryland in and around Baltimore.
If there's someone that's helping folks to do your taxes for free in your area, that's the ideal place to go. The other thing is, working with neighbors, friends, trusted advisors that might be able to help you to navigate.
Joseph Lightman Santa Cruz of Capital Area Asset Builders, which offers financial programs and education for low and moderate income Black and brown families in the Washington, D.C. area, also advises preparing for future payments.
Open an account with either a credit union or a bank. Let's not waste your money because you might be unbanked or underbanked. Let's make sure that the money gets directly deposited into your account.
Child tax credit payments are scheduled around the 15th of each month through the end of 2021. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Postit Notes have been boosting the spirits of a 5-year-old boy with cancer. He and his family started making them into art and placing them on his hospital window. But as Alan Shop reports, the boy started getting an art show in return from the building across the way.
We call them our what? Mystery friends.
Mystery friends.
Who do you think is over there?
5-year-old Myers fighting a brain tumor, spending more than 6 weeks total at Children's Mercy Hospital. His family started making Post-it notes into art on his window. Then one day, they appeared on a window at a different hospital across the street.
Oh, your mystery friends changed the window again.
On the Truman side,
just doing something fun.
Staff noticed the work, so they started returning the favor.
There are children over there, and I don't know what they're going through, and if I can make them smile just a little bit, that's all that matters.
So with Meyer on the 8th floor at Children's Mercy Hospital and the nurses on the 8th floor at Truman, it became a frequent Post-it note art show.
Every morning he would hop out of bed. As soon as somebody was switching, he knew.
For weeks, the two sides exchanging pictures and messages.
Other patients on the floor that enjoyed them as well.
Artwork making one little boy smile through a situation where it can be hard to find one.
I'd love to say that he is cancer-free, and I hope I can be able to say that soon.
Meyer's family checking out of Children's Mercy and getting to meet the TMC staff that matched them Post-it for Post-it. But Meyer leaving one final note: see you later. Thanks.
A German automaker is hoping a green remake of one of its classics will result in major sales. The Volkswagen Group is scheduled to unveil its VW ID Buzz in the U.S. by 2023. The electric vehicle is based on the legendary and well-loved VW bus that was popular in the 1960s and 70s. Officials say they're counting on the Buzz to be buzz-worthy enough to double the company's U.S. market share by the end of the decade. VW's chairman says the ID Buzz will enhance the appeal of the brand. Volkswagen is making the move toward electric vehicles with the plan to overtake Tesla in worldwide electric sales within the next few years. This year marks the 25th anniversary of the movie Space Jam, and the sequel kicks off this week with LeBron James stepping onto the animated court where Michael Jordan left off. Rick Damigella has more.
What is this? Ah! I'm a cartoon?
What's up, Doc?
LeBron James tips off with some new teammates in Space Jam: A New Legacy.
I need to assemble an elite team to help give my son back.
I know what you're looking for.
I love Space Jam, the original. I grew up on that film. I love it so much. So it meant a lot for it to be coming back, but it meant a lot for it to be coming back in this way. Because I think that this film was modernized to near perfection.
The only way you're getting your son back is if you and I play a little basketball.
You want to play me in basketball?
Don Cheadle portrays the movie's villain and says he tried to put his animated co-stars at ease.
I think they were very impressed, from what I could tell. They were really intimidated to be around me. I tried to calm them down, put them at ease. You know, I was like, guys, you're fine. You're fine. You were here before me. You'll probably be here after me. You just relax. We're all here to do the same thing.
No, you got to play D first.
LeBron was always my favorite player growing up, so getting to film with him was a dream come true. And, you know, getting to know him personally and, you know, knowing how cool he is, man, he made it really easy for me and everyone else who was with to film.
It's game time. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
We want to leave you with a smile tonight. That's a black bear climbing down a tree in North Carolina to get some tasty treats. Jelly donuts and sardines did the trick. The bear was seen in a tree outside a hospital in Raleigh, North Carolina. An employee at the state's Wildlife Commission says the bear probably showed up Monday night. Officials say the cub, now called Rex, is around 18 months old and weighs between 70 to 80 pounds. Wildlife officials plan to stay at the hospital to make sure Rex is safe. They're hoping he will find his own way to safer habitats. Officials say the bear is not a threat to people, but urged everyone to be cautious when in the area. Get home safely, Rex. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a good night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.